Hi, it's Jeff, JeffTV. How's it going? I've got all sorts of noises in the garden today. Someone's mowing his lawn just down the hill, and I've got kookaburras up here. I think that was a train beeping off in the distance. If the kookaburras kick in, you'll hear them. You can just hear them in the distance, in the background. They're actually standing above my right shoulder. The interesting thing about the kookaburra is you start doing any gardening at all, you know, moving your dirt around. The kookaburras sit in the tree above you. I mean, you can practically put your hand up and touch them. They're quite tame, and they're really used to people. And what they do is you uncover a worm or a grub, they shoot down in front of you. You know, you could be digging something with a spade. You have to be careful not to hit them. They just dive in there, grab it, and fly on the tree above you. The other thing that's really, from an Aboriginal perspective as well, is that the kookaburras like a guardian bird. It's seen as a guardian bird because they actually kill snakes, so and small lizards and things like that. So if you see them around, you know that there's probably going to be a snake or some lizards or something moving around in the grass, because that's what they're keen on eating. So yeah, they've just started going off there. Oh, anyway, we're talking bows, aren't we? Yeah, right. So I got something interesting. I wanted to get another Asiatic bow. I have got it in the pipeline, it's coming, but I can't get my hands on it at the moment. So I've had this sitting in the cupboard for a while, and it's something a bit different. This, believe it or not, is a bow. Now, when you go hunting, you don't want to carry a great big huge bow in your backpack. You want something that's going to slide in the back. Now, this is a sort of solution to that dilemma where you don't want, you know, that huge bow. It's not a perfect solution, but it does work functionally as a bow. It's got its limitations, but you know, for what it's designed for, the size of it, look at it, it's not very long at all. This is how it comes. It's from it's called the Compact Folding Survival Bow, CFSB, and it's from Primal Gear Unlimited. Cost you about $149 US, depending on where you are in the world. In Australia, it cost me, I think it's about $65 US to get it posted over here from the States. They come in a variety of poundages, all at 28 inches, so you can get like 40, 50, 55 pounds. And I think that's important with a hunting bow. You're not going to be looking at the 20 pound, 30, 35 pound bows. It's like in the state of Victoria where I live, the minimum weight you're allowed is a 50 pound bow at 28 inches for hunting. So, and that's what this is. This is 50 pounds at 28 inches. There's no sort of maximum draw length advised on this, but I reckon it goes back quite a long way. I reckon you could probably pull it back to about 32, but it'd be way more than 50 by the time you get it there. At 28 it is 50 pounds. But anyway, let's have a look at it. It comes with this little velcro thing here that holds the string on. We'll have a look at the string in a minute. What I like about it is you can, it's basically aluminium. This is aircraft grade aluminium. See if I've got some information. T6 6061 aircraft grade aluminium, and it's got fiberglass limbs. And what happens is, see these little toggles here? What you do is you turn them slightly away from being in line here, and then the limbs fold out like this. All right, and then you turn these back into position, and you can see it's actually got a step in here, which is good actually. It adds to the accuracy. Now you can see it's starting to look a bit more like a bow. I'll just put that down. I'll get the string out and we'll string it so you can see what it looks like. It's fairly weighty, I have to say. I mean, compared to the bows that, you know, when you're thinking even the fiberglass bows, this weighs basically 2.25 pounds, so it weighs a kilo. So yeah, it's not a light solution, but it certainly is durable. You're not really going to be able to break this. You're just not going to be able to break it. It's pretty tough. Look at, I mean, it's out of a billet by the looks of it. It's been sort of ground out of a billet. Right, so let's just get these. I think they're about the same length. on each end. I'm not sure, that's a longer one. Right, so, oh, there you can see that. There you go, look. CFSB by Primal Gear Unlimited. There's just Velcro in here. That's all the RRS has, Velcro. And there's no real, I mean, there's a sort of a grip. It's been shaped a little bit, but not much. And what I did was, in here, in the limbs, I had to put some extra Velcro, because otherwise there's a bit of a gap, and when you shoot it, it rattles. It really, really, really rattles. So you've got to like get some super glue, take the limb off. It's quite easy. You take these screws off, and then you just glue it in onto the fiberglass down in there, and that makes it a bit tighter, and then you don't get this horrible rattling, because it's really quite horrible. I have to say, especially if you think it's a hunting bow, you don't want rattling, because that rattling noise, clack, 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 you know, the deer or whatever you're shooting at is going to hear that, and it's going to move, and then you're going to miss your shot. So you don't want that. It's fairly easy to string. It's basically a flat bow, if you think about it, the way that the now there we go, it's starting to look a bit more like a bow. See, it's got these cuts in the fiberglass, so you have to make sure that you have these the right way. You can actually orientate this this way round and turn the limbs round the other way and attach them, and then you can use it to shoot left-handed, or you can shoot right-handed. I suppose theoretically you could do thumb draw with it, but I've never really bothered. Yeah, anyway, it's good string serving. It's nice. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a bit thrummy, I suppose you would say. Brum. The draw experience there's kind of nothing that happens to begin with, and then it just, like at about 26, it suddenly kicks in, and then to 30, so it stacks. The draw curve goes like that, and then whack, goes up very quick around between 26 and 28. I've often wondered about this, whether they made the limbs slightly longer. It might be a bit smoother, but like I said, this is what I said, when it functionally works, but it's not perfect. So the draw curve on this is not optimal. It's kind of really quite gentle for a way, and then just stacks very quickly, and you can really feel it once you get to about there, about 26, maybe 25, and you start to pull, then it really starts to kick in. But like I said, it's 50 pounds, so it has to be, you know, a fairly stiff draw. I quite like it, actually. I've taken it with me hunting a few times. We never actually got anything with it, but it's, you know, in terms of it fitting into your rucksack, it fits in quite nicely. Let's have a look. What's the length of it, the bow? Well, folded, it's 23 by 1.5 by 1.5 inches. So it's basically square there. So it's about nearly 2 foot long. It's nearly 2 foot long. It just fits in your rucksack. The length nock to nock is 57 5/8 inches. So from there to there. So it's kind of it's about 10 inches longer than a sort of typical horse bow. The F value is 0.48. Yeah. You know my thoughts, I'd rather have it up near closer to 0.6. Like I said, it stacks very quick, you can feel that straight away. The string's Dacron, it's good. The arrow shelf's good, it's cut into the riser. It's a bit flimsy. This is only just glued on, this stuff in here, so I could see that disappearing if you use that a lot, and then you'd have to glue some more in. But it's you know, you can just buy that kind of, it's the fluffy part of the Velcro, not the hooky bit. You can put that in quite easily, just glue in some more pieces. Stringing was easy. Oh, the brace height, it's from there to there, it's 6 5/8 inches. So it's, you know, it's not too close. It's kind of on the better side, actually. In some ways it does stand away from your arm a bit more. Now, we've had a look at the bow. Right, so you've got this folding bow, great, awesome. You can stick it in your rucksack, but what about arrows? You know, if you've got the folding bow, you need something with your arrows which is going to make it so that you can take them with you as well, and you don't want them, you know, sticking out of your of the rucksack. You want them to be inside as well. Well, on the site, on the Primal Gear site, they actually give a link to some arrows. And so this is an arrow. They're carbon fiber, but you can see it comes in two halves, and it's got this aluminium joiner. You have to, this end, when I got them, it was loose. You have to glue one end in at least, because otherwise they both twist around. But you end up with an arrow. Now this is 400. Yeah, this is a spine of 400, so that's for 45 to 60 pounds. So this is well in the weight. It's got 125 grain field point. It's 31 inches long in total. Weighs 430 grams. So that's about right for what you want for a 28 inch, 50 pound. Yeah, it's pretty much. Now, these points, these are just field points, you see. But what you can buy is these. Now, I'll get one out. What you do is you can take off the field point off of here. See, it just unscrews. And I have to be careful because these are razor sharp. In the state of Victoria, you have to have a broad head, which has to have two sharp edges at least. And you have something like this. That's literally razor. I could shave the hairs off the back of my hand with that. So I'm going to hold on to it very carefully. And then what you do is, I've got the wrong glasses on. Here we go. You screw it into there, and that's your broadhead. That's what you take with you hunting. I leave them off, and I put them on when I'm going to use them, because I don't like that not being outside of its cover, because that will just go very cleanly through my hand if I poked it into the bag and tried to grab out an arrow. So I always take them off, and always make sure when you sort of hold them, make sure you've got a hold on each side, and make sure you get a good grip on it. I'm not going to shoot the broadheads into the hay bale because it just destroys the target, and besides which I want to keep those for hunting. But I just thought you get a pack of 3. You can buy them. They're called Magnus Stinger, 2-bladed 125 grain broadheads. You can all find, what I'll do is in the description down here, I'll put in a link to the bow, and I'll also put in a link to the arrows. Yeah, so let's just have a look at that again. You can hear that ring. Oh, I haven't pulled 50 for a while. Yeah, it's very stiff, very suddenly at the end. Like I said, it's not a perfect solution, but it is a functional bow, and it does shoot quite well. So, talking of shooting, we should just go and shoot it then, shouldn't we? Come on, let's go and do some shooting. Hi, back again. Now we're at the bit where I'm going to shoot this bow. Because this isn't an Asiatic bow, I've got one of these style finger tabs. It's the kind of Olympic style archery. It just allows you to get a good hand form basically there on your right hand, and a little bit of extra pull with the little finger. You get the correct spacing between your fingers at the top. The arrow sits in that little groove in there. I only mention it because this isn't, well, whilst I know I'm doing normally Asiatic archery, in this instance this is something a bit special, something a bit different, and when I shoot this kind of a bow, especially 50-pound bow or anything like that, you need a bit more protection on your fingers than just, you know, a bit of tape, particularly if you're, you know, shooting shot after shot. Yeah, it's my preference. Right, so we've got the arrow. We'll put them on. These click on quite nicely. You can hear that double click. Now listen for the sound. They travel quite fast from this bow. but they do make a bit of noise. You can hear the bow twanging. So here we go. Did you hear that? It's really, I did wonder actually whether shooting a heavier arrow might actually get rid of that sound. I'll get one. Actually, I've got one over here. I'll try with those in a minute. I can't help it, I keep putting cutthroat in. Even though I don't have to. Yeah, you can see it's loud. Actually, I've got this one heavier arrow. It's 500 grain, the others were 430. I want to see if the noise comes down, because I think that too much noise is probably too light arrow. Maybe the arrows are too light. Not really. Pretty much the same. As I said, this is really a one-shot kind of wonder. You're not going to shoot more than once. Really, you need to practice at home before you go hunting. Make sure you can shoot a reasonably good group, and then you know, get as close as you can to the animal, and then shoot it. But it's only, you're only going to have one shot really, and you should, ethically as a hunter, it should be one shot, one kill. That's really what you want to aim for. So if the animal's not dead from one kill, you haven't practiced enough. So practice, practice, practice. The things I say. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Something a bit different. I know it wasn't an Asiatic bow, but I couldn't get my hands on the one I wanted to get my hands on. But that'll be coming up soon, and that's going to be a Groza. And I think you'll enjoy that one. Something I should tell you about is happening on the, let me think what it would be, the 13th of March. The 13th of March in Australia. I'm having there's an archery kind of day, archery competition up near Gisborne, Mount Gisborne. If you kind of look around at the what's called the Victorian Combined Reenactors website, look for the VCR on Facebook, then you'll find that they've got an event posted up there. I'll be helping to run that event, and we'll be doing Asiatic archery there. We'll be teaching Asiatic archery. So if you're a local Viking reenactor somewhere around Melbourne in Victoria, then you're welcome to come along. Cost is $20 for the day, and we're going to do a whole load of different shooting techniques and a bit of discussion of technique and some competitions, and yeah, it's going to be fun. Anyway, so with that, if you like this content, please subscribe, click on that like, and I will catch you next time.